These are some of Temu's smallest fishing lures, and today, alongside some other fishing gear, I'm going to be taking out these micro lures to see if we can get onto some crazy fish. We're going to be making stops at several different locations that have completely different water conditions to see where these lures shine. But not only are we going to see plenty of fish, we're also going to be seeing some of the craziest wildlife and wildlife encounters that I've ever caught on camera. But if all of that is not enough for you, we're also going to be releasing new species of fish into the pool pond to see how they react to all of our other fish. We've got all of this and so much more as we go to test Temu's smallest fishing lures. There we go! There we go! There we go! We got something! We got something! Oh, it's good! Whatever it is. Alright, so we have a ton of Temu products to go through, so we're going to go ahead, hurry up and unbox everything and show you the prices on them, and then we're going to go hit the water and see what we can catch with all of these different lures. So to start off, we're going to start off with the non-lure items. This right here is a power bank, or kind of more of like a big power supply, so it'll hold a lot of charge. It's actually fairly heavy, and it even came with a solar panel that kind of unfolds out. So this will be good for running aerators when I'm out on the water, also for charging my phone or running any other electric appliances. Plus, with this cold weather we recently had, a lot of people were out of electricity, so it's really good to have something that's solar powered in case your power goes out. That way you can still recharge your phone and make sure you're up to date with all your news and stuff. Next up is some braided line. So this is 80-pound braid, and Temu actually has a very good selection of cheap braided line, a lot cheaper than you get at Walmart. And this is 80 pounds and 320 yards. So this is a pretty good find. I couldn't find any 80-pound braid last time I went to Walmart, so I've been needing this for one of my heavy-duty rods, so we'll definitely be using that. And to help with that, we have this little doohickey, which is actually for respooling and unspooling a fishing rod. So let's say I'm switching from 30-pound braid to 40-pound braid. Well, I could put my old rod here and use a spool to unwind all the old line, take that off, put the new spool on, and then reel from here and spool up my new line. So this would be a nice nifty little tool to use for that, and it's going to make things a lot faster. So it kind of screws onto a table that way it's stable. Put your reel here, reel up or reel up here, and you're done. Now, Temu partnered up with me for this video so that any of you guys can get these items at a much cheaper cost, and all you have to do is download with my link in the description down below or use my coupon code. And to use my coupon code, you just type in KCM9937, hit enter, and you can get discounts on all kinds of crazy stuff. Anyone that downloads the app gets a $100 coupon code, and if you're a new user, you can get a flash sale that can get you up to 50% off of all kinds of products. Finally, on to the micro lures, and these are a collection of a bunch of different colors of frogs that are teeny tiny. So there's several different colors. They all come with this little spinner blade thing on the back, which I'm not a huge fan of. I kind of wish there were like tassels back here or something, but these things are like the size of my pinky. So they are itty bitty, teeny tiny frogs. I think they're gonna be super fun to fish with. And it came with a variety. This was a 5-pack with a ton of different colors, from super bright to pretty dark and pretty much everything in between. So pretty cool little lures. I want to see if they work, because if they do, this might be my new favorite fishing lure. And speaking of topwaters, we also have another 5-pack of what I believe are supposed to be little walking baits. So this is kind of what those guys look like. They've got one single eye. I'm pretty sure it goes like this with the fin on the top. One of the problems I have with these kinds of lures is the J-hook on the back. Of all of these lures that I've tested out, the ones that have the J-hooks instead of treble hooks are not ever really good at making sure you hook the fish. I've actually never caught a fish on one of these Temu lures that has the J-hook. I always like to switch these out for treble hooks instead, just to get a better hookup ratio. But the lures themselves look pretty cool. You can see they've got a little rattle in the bottom, and they should do a pretty cool walking kind of style. And my wife called these Cyclops lures because they got that one single eye. One thing about buying lures on Temu is you have a ton of packaging to get through, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But once you get the lures themselves, typically the lures that I've gotten from Temu have worked just as well as the ones from Walmart. So there we go. That's all the different lures and styles that we have, and hopefully we'll catch some fish on them. Next up is a particularly weird one. This is like a June bug style topwater bait. So as you can see, it's got a really pearly paint job to it. It's got little feet on the bottom that are like silicone or rubber or something. And it does have a treble hook. So I think this is gonna be pretty cool to try out. And here in Louisiana, we have a lot of June bugs that come in. So I think that will be a pretty cool, realistic lure to use. Up next is a teeny tiny crankbait. This thing is itty bitty, but again, it has those J hooks that I am not a fan of. I will say these are a good bit stickier than the other hooks that I had just a second ago, but I really want to see what the action is. And if we can't catch a fish with these J hooks, there you go, little teeny tiny crankbait. In my opinion, these hooks are a little bit oversized for it though. Next up is pretty much the exact same thing, except this time it's got a segmented bait and it doesn't have that front hook. So it's one hook on the back. It is pretty sticky. I don't like how that kind of twists real weird. But the swim action of this one should have a lot more vibration, a lot more noise, and I think it's gonna work really well. Again, I might just have to trade that out for a treble hook, but that's okay. I've got plenty of small treble hooks I could trade this out for. Next up was a triple pack of these mini Whopper Plopper style fishing lures, and these things are really interesting looking. So they have like a popper mouth. I don't know how well that is gonna work, but this thing is very loose, and if you blow on it, I mean, it spins beautifully. So I think that's gonna make a lot of noise in the water, and if the fish are biting top water, I think this lure is gonna be the best. Now it did come with treble hooks, which is really good, and it came in 3 different colors, so I think these are gonna work really well. Now on top of all of this, I also have some waders that I'm gonna be wearing while we're fishing and a long cast net, but they were a little bit too big for this table. So we're gonna go ahead, go out and try all of these out and show off those other products that I have as well. All right, one of the items that I forgot to put in that video of me opening them up is this little fish trap. It actually was in my mailbox when I filmed everything else and I didn't realize it. But we're gonna be putting some bread in this to see if we can catch some fish in the front yard pond to feed the pool pond fish and maybe even the bass and pickerel. Now we've been having some really cold weather lately, so I'm hoping that all of the fish are nice and hungry now that it's starting to warm up a little bit. I've got some rope on there so that I can pick it back up in a little bit. We're gonna leave this for a few hours and come back to it and see if the fish trap actually works. Now, as we go to all of our different fishing spots, I'm gonna be wearing these waders, which have actually been very comfortable. They fit properly, they were the right size, and honestly, that's kind of a high bar to reach whenever it comes to waders, because let's be honest, they're not always this good. All right, what I have in my hand is a 7-foot cast net. Now, this thing was like under $20 or maybe right at $20, and the cheapest 6-foot cast net I've ever found was about $40. So if this thing works at all, which it seems to work somewhat okay, that is a steal of a price. Now it doesn't have the lead weights, it has stainless steel weights at the bottom, which don't sink quite as fast. But if this thing can still catch fish, then that's pretty much all that matters. And so what we're gonna try and do is catch some golden shiners for the pool pond, but looks like nothing in that cast. I am pretty impressed because cast nets are one of those things that it's very easy to mess up, but it's opening up pretty good. It's sinking not super fast, but fast enough to hopefully catch fish. And even though my pond is not the best condition, I'm pretty sure we'll still catch at least a couple fish. Now that all the products have been properly introduced, it's time for us to really put them to the test and see what works. Now, my one concern with these lighter weights is that it's not going to work so well if it lands anywhere on top of vegetation. So I'm gonna have to avoid a lot of these spots like down here and over there. But if I can catch some golden shiners swimming out in the open, I think we can definitely catch them. And this thing's been opening up pretty good. It's been casting all right. I'm used to throwing a 6-foot, so it is a little bit harder to throw a 7-foot cast net, but this one's been casting just fine. Oh, got him. All right, beautiful, good-sized golden shiner right there. He's going straight to the pool pond. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and then look, some baby bluegill as well. We'll probably throw those guys back. You know what? We actually could use a few more bluegill in the pool pond, so we'll just keep this guy anyways. Oh my gosh, it opens up beautifully. I want to make sure I let it sink all the way to the bottom and pull it in slow. Usually you can go a little faster with those heavier weights, but with these lighter weight ones, I tend to take it a little slower. Kind of helps increase the chances of catching them without them slipping out the bottom. Oh, little baby bluegill. Oh, a couple of them. hanging out here in the bottom. Oh, come on, get out of the net. All right, we caught 3 bluegill with that one, but no shiners. All right, these are the waders. These are some nightcat waders, and they've been working really well. We got good boots on them. Obviously, they're waterproof, and the sizing is perfect, which is kind of weird. Sometimes waders aren't the right size, but they're exactly the size that I ordered them as, and they fit perfectly. All right, one final cast here, and then we may just have to accept defeat against the golden shiners. Oh, I feel something in it. I feel something big. I felt it swimming. It may have swam out. Nope, nope, we caught a bass. Good size one too, healthy. Oh yeah, look at the belly on that guy. Healthy, healthy fella. Well, we're gonna go ahead and release him. I guess that's where the bass were hanging out, it's right there. But I'd say good 1.5 pounds. Good sized fish, especially for this body of water. It's not very common that I catch bass in here that are bigger than like that long. So it's good to know there are a few big ones in here, big enough to breed. With our few fish in tow, it's time for us to go release them into the pool pond, which has been looking beautiful lately. All right, the water temperatures and conditions are the same in the backyard pond. So there we go, beautiful golden shiner. You can see our other fish are getting a little bit more active. As every day goes on, this pool pond gets clearer and clearer. Now, I was a little bit out of breath because I had to run from the backyard pond all the way to the pool pond trying to get these fish over here, but now we're gonna go head out and do some fishing with those fishing lures. All right, it is a bit warm today, so we're gonna try out this itty bitty frog and see if we can get a bite on it. All this vegetation has made it impossible to fish anything underwater. And yeah, we'll have to see what happens, I guess. I can hear the bluegill popping on the surface. The problem is they're hitting those plants, and none of them have mouths big enough to hit this frog. Oh, that was something. That was something. Oh, it's so hard to see this frog. I waited just half a second to see if my frog... Oh, it just got hit again. Okay, we might have found a spot. I mean, even though that is not a big lure at all, it still has to have a mouth at least big enough to fit my thumb in its mouth to be able to really get those hooks. Which pretty much leaves us with bass, goggle eye, or maybe a gar, or bowfin. Bowfin would be really cool. There we go. We got something. Oh, it's good. Whatever it is. Oh, bass. Oh, finally. Decent size one too. This area, I usually only catch tiny dinks. All right. On the micro frog. There we go. Took us a little while, but we got him. That's a good pounder. Not much bigger than a pound, but good healthy weight. There we go. Oh my gosh. I guess the frogs might be the move, but we are going to try one of the other fishing lures, which is the whopper plopper style one. But first, since I got these boots, I can actually give them a nice clean release. Oh man, that was cool. And on this ultralight, that's the biggest fish I've ever caught on this ultralight so far. And it put up quite a bit of a fight. That was pretty fun. All right, just hurried up and changed. We've got that small whopper plopper. We're gonna go ahead and check the action, the sound, everything just right here. Oh yeah, that should do it. As long as we don't get stuck in the grass. That is the only issue I see us coming to. All right, the grass is catching the hooks, which is then causing the propeller to not spin. This is why I hate fishing in vegetation. I should have stuck with the frog, but we're gonna try real quick. A few more casts. This does cast a lot further. Oh! It missed it, and I registered in my brain that it missed it, and then I felt a pull on my line, so I thought he came back and grabbed it. Oh, man. Try not to get splatted in that mud like that, but I just saw something go towards my lure. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, oh, nice bass. Ooh, this one's a little chunkier than the last one. Oh, yes, finally. All right, I don't like handling bass with treble hooks in their mouths. Oh, that hook came out pretty easy. All right, set that down for a second. This is actually a spotted bass. They've got a rough patch on their tongue. Now, oh, he's got a fat belly too. A lot of people tell me, oh, well, this patch on the tongue isn't really a way to tell. Every scientific thing that I found has told me that that patch on the tongue is the way to tell a spotted bass from a largemouth bass. You can't tell just based on the pattern, because different fish have different patterns. So, from my understanding, that was a spotted bass. Oh, finally, that's nice. Those are two of the biggest fish that I've caught in this stretch of water. So that makes me very excited about what's coming soon. Hopefully we'll catch another big one. I'm gonna stick with this lure for a little while. None of the other lures that I have are really gonna get the same attention, I don't think. The June bug, it might, but it's gonna be hard to cast it as far as I'm casting this one. And it doesn't have nearly the action this one has. So I think this is gonna be the best lure to stick with for a minute. We might go back to the frog, but we've only got about 15 minutes of daylight left. Of course, I catch the one long string. There we go, there we go, there we go. Finally, it's a bass. Ah, finally. Oh my goodness. A million missed bites. Oh, he's spinning around. That one's a little largemouth. And the smallest fish we've caught today, but a bass is a bass. Oh my gosh, it took way longer than I was expecting. The problem is I've gotten struck maybe 15 times, but every time I get struck, my lure is caught up in the grass and I can't get a good hook set, or the fish just completely misses it. There was something big. Maybe 5. There we go. I was about to say 5 feet away from me. Oh, something hit while I was looking away. Oh, bass. Ooh. He choked that one. All right, there we go. Oh, about to fall. There we go. Largemouth bass. His eyes are a little bit weird looking. Or maybe it's just that one. But there we go. Dude, there's something in the water that was close to me, like about right there. And when it kicked its fin up, there was a boil that was like massive, probably about that big. And then it did it a second time. So whatever that is was huge. All right, these lures definitely work really well. Which, I mean, it is kind of a warmer day, but we've been having really cold weather lately, so I wasn't expecting topwater to be very active today. It's really, there we go, there we go. I was about to say, it's really the only thing that's been catching their attention. Oh, nice. Okay, that's 2 fish within a span of 2 minutes, maybe. There we go. This might be the new smallest for the day. And it is a spotted bass, I believe. It has a very, very faint rough spot on its tongue. But there we go. I really want to catch a bowfin or even a big gar or something. I mean, not complaining about catching the bass. They're always fun to catch, but I just want something with a little more ferocity to it. I think I spent more time untangling this lure than I have fishing, which is a shame because when this lure works, I would say it works better than a whopper plopper. But when you got crap that keeps bogging it down, it ruins that. Just as I said that, right behind me, I heard some bushes rustling around, and a few seconds later, I spotted something swimming in the water. What? There's a nutria rat swimming. Oh, fish just got spooked by him. That dang nutria rat's gonna scare off all my fish. With the sun setting in the swamp, you don't want to be out here when the skeeters come out, so it's time for us to head back home and go back fishing tomorrow. When I checked the fish trap in the front yard pond, there was absolutely zero fish in it, so we're going to be packing this up along with our gear and going to fish a different spot. This right here is a fishing lure graveyard. So I don't know if you can see, there's floats up in the moss. All of this is usually underwater. Like the water level typically is about to this root right here. That's like the normal, I say normal, that's like how it used to always be. And so if I came out here fishing, all this would be completely underwater and you can't see in the water. So I've lost many a fishing lure in this area right here. And then also in all of these trees. Ooh, looky there. I was just about to hop down, and that looks like a water snake. I can't really tell what the head's looking like from this angle, but pretty sure that's just a water snake. I'm gonna get a better look at him to make sure. But he's just hanging out, camouflaged pretty well. It's about to go down that shallow water. So let's see. Let me see if I can get a good look at his pupils. Water snake. All right, so that is either a water snake. I mean, it might be something else, but it is not a water moccasin. So I don't have to worry about venom. Just gotta kind of see if I can get him to move. Tell you what, he's not wanting to move. I guess it's because it is a little bit chilly today. Poke, poke. Go on now. Go on. Go on, get. There you go. Oh, pretty snake. But I tell you what, they blend in so well with their surroundings. All right, well, he's gone. So I need to get over there in that shallow water to put some minnow traps. All right, so we have 2 traps baited up with some bread, and this area has had some of the biggest minnows that I've ever found locally. So I'm hoping that they're gonna be active in this little shallow pool, and I'm basically just gonna throw a couple traps in and see what happens. All right, I have it where just the holes are up on the top so the minnows can swim in, and hopefully they get trapped once they come in. So that's the plan. We got those 2 set up. I've got the rope tied to them together and around this tree so it won't drift anywhere. And we'll come back and check this after a couple of hours. While we wait on the traps to do their thing, it's time for us to test out some fishing lures and see if they actually work. I started out with a walking bait, and to be honest, I wasn't too impressed with this one, but later on I switched to a different color and the action was much better. So sometimes when we buy these multi-packs, you'll get some that work and some don't. This one, this green color one, it just didn't seem to work too well. But this particular area isn't really the best for topwater fishing. It's very deep, so I decided to switch over to our crankbait instead. Next up, we've got this itty bitty crankbait, and we're gonna try it out. I think this brighter color for a crankbait should work. If it can dive, let's see what this looks like. Let me see, okay, it will dive, there it goes. The action's pretty good vibration to it. Now, is this going to be what the fish want? I have no earthly idea. I fished with this lure on for about an hour with not so much as a bite until I finally did get a bite. And the funny thing is, you're about to see something that I'm only seeing in the editing room now. Ooh, that was a fish. I think that was my first bite on this lure. I was so focused on the bite that I had just gotten that I wasn't paying too much attention to my surroundings, and there was a sneaky little animal that was about to sneak up on me and disappear before I even saw him. I might have just been going over something. It felt like a bite, but it just happened. Oh my gosh. A little otter had snuck up right next to me, but I didn't see anything but the splash, so for the next 15 minutes, I kept casting in the same spot, thinking that I had just seen a bowfin boiling up on the water, getting super excited, only to look back now and realize this whole time I was casting at an otter that had clearly already swam off. I guess he's not gonna bite this lure, but just keep trying just in case I cast accidentally just right in front of his mouth. maybe get a reaction bite. But nope. Just a big splash to get my hopes up. Keeping my eye out, my wife told me there were some otters playing here when I was in the other spot. So I'd love to see some otters. Before I pack things in this spot, I just had to try my luck at this spot that's always claiming my lures, and today would not be any different. I can't really make a good cast. Without that happening. No. No. Stuck on that little small stick. Oh, that's it. It just wrapped itself. Ouch. Smacked myself. Well, that was the end of the crankbait, although I will say the crankbait seemed like it had good action, but nothing was biting here. In fact, I even checked the minnow traps, and there was not a single minnow. So I'm heading out to the next location, which has a whole lot of space for fish, and in the last Temu video, I caught a ton here. And this water is fairly shallow, so I don't know if the bass are really going to be moving right now. But there are also pickerel in these waters. This is where I've caught all the pickerel for the pool pond and for the bass and pickerel tank. Now, I could tell you we caught a whole bunch of fish, but my camera died. But the truth is, I fished here for over an hour and a half, and not a single fish even bit. So it's time to go back to our old faithful spot. Could not live with my failure, and so it brought me back here. Now, this time, it looks like the water is much clearer, which is super good. Let's just hope the fish are just as active as they were yesterday. Or actually, that was a fish already. That was a fish already. Oh, I was about to say we're maybe more active than yesterday, but okay, that's one strike that did not end up hooking the fish. This little segmented bait, originally I thought was a crankbait, but it's actually a wake bait, which is like a topwater bait that just goes just barely under the surface and creates a lot of wake. And it got a bite on the first cast, and literally never again. So I'm not sure if that was lucky or what, but I switched back lures to something else, and that's when something crazy happened. Now this time I went with the black color, because earlier in that other spot I was using that green, and it just looked a little bit too unnatural for the environment. So I'm going with this black one instead. I'm hoping that that dark silhouette, it also has some glitter on the bottom. I'm hoping that's really striking to the fish and kind of catches their attention a little more. I do like the more frantic pencil bait action that this has. I'm hoping that really catches their attention. And that rattle, I mean, see if you can hear the rattle. This one definitely walks a lot better than that other one too, like a lot better. Of course, I can't do it as much right next to me. But this one, on the bottom profile of it, let me flip it, it's got some shiny glitter, and I think that's going to be really good for catching attention from the bottom. As luck would have it, I was not the only fisherman out here, and I was about to see a master at work. Oh, wow. Beautiful bird up there. Looks like he's looking around for fish to swoop down and grab. Oh, dang, I let the bird distract me. There's a bass over there. I just gotta figure out, ooh. Oh, I just got that on video. Oh, looks like he's empty-handed. Dude, that was so sick. Looks like he went after one of those mullet or something. But you know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Oh. Coming right on back. God, that's a pretty bird. We might pull this out of the water real quick and just watch that bird for a minute. See if we can get him doing that again. Let's see if he sees anything. I waited patiently to see if this guy was going to make any moves, but with mosquitoes swirling around me, I got impatient for just half a second too long. What kind of bird is that? Oh, I missed it. Oh my gosh. That's a big mullet. Holy cow. Golly. Jeez. Well, he's way off in the distance now. Oh, there he is. Ah, man, I had a mosquito buzzing in my ear and I was zoomed in way too close when he went and made that dive. But that was crazy. He just got a massive mullet. Snatched it right out of the water. Oh my gosh. All right, well, I don't know how well that's gonna look on camera because I kind of whiffed it at the end. I should have had it zoomed out a little bit. But looks like our bird friend has got himself some dinner. And if he can catch a fish, by golly, we gonna catch a fish. Lord willing. Oh, the bird. He's back. Oh, man. Look at that. Look how crazy. Trying not to spook him too much. He's got that mullet in his claw, though. He's proud of his catch. Look at that. Oh, that's crazy. I'm gonna see if I can get closer without scaring him. Now, over the last couple of years, I've caught some crazy nature footage, but I don't think there's been anything even close to as cool as watching a bird swoop down in the water, grab a fish, carry it off, and then eat it in the tree right above me. Beautiful bird, though. Look at that. That is pretty. I think this is probably about as close as he's gonna be comfortable with me getting. Beautiful bird. Trying to get it to focus on the bird and not the moss. Look at that. Poor mullet never stood a chance. Now, if somebody could tell me what kind of bird this is, I don't know what it is, but it's cool looking. And it is a great fisherman. A lot better than me, I'll tell you that much. Well, this is definitely the closest I'm going to be able to get to him. I wish the lighting was a little bit better, but that's okay. Golly. Pretty bird. Goal, he just got a chunk. So far today, I was being skunked and beaten by a random bird that swooped in my fishing spot, so it's time for me to lock in and catch a fish. But unfortunately, this walking bait would not be cutting it, so I switched back to the old faithful whopper plopper. But just as it started to rain and all hope seemed lost, the Lord finally answered my prayers. I really want to catch one fish. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, dude. Literally, I was like, it's raining and I want to go home, but I got to catch a fish. And he struck right at that moment. Okay, I somehow hooked him through the bottom of the lip. There we go. Tiny bass. Seems like the topwater plopper is definitely the best lure that I got. We were not skunked today. I just want to throw one more time. I know it's raining. My wife's waiting on me to load up, but I just want to throw one final time and see if maybe he had a school of buddies over there. Spoiler alert, he did not. So I headed back home, and once it stopped raining, I tried out the walking bait one final time. We're gonna be using this walking bait and seeing if we can catch something. But after fishing around the entirety of the pond, this is the only action I got. Oh, something definitely went after it. That was a bite. That's the first bite we've got on this thing. All in all, I think if the fishing conditions were better, every one of these lures would eventually work. Now, one thing I haven't talked too much about has really been the star of the show behind the scenes, and that is this portable power bank. This thing has been super useful. I've been using it to charge my phone everywhere I go, and for whatever reason, this thing charges my phone about 3 times faster than a wall outlet, and that is super crazy. I charged my phone from 30% to 50% in about 5 minutes, which was crazy. On top of that, it also has a built-in light in the back. So for camping, I think this is going to be the easiest to carry around power source. And you can plug stuff in. It's got USB slots. It's got a Type-C slot. It's even got stuff like a car charger or pretty much anything else that you would need. And with these solar panels, it charges really quickly, and you can take this thing off grid and do a whole lot of crazy stuff with it. So this thing's been super awesome, and basically it's free energy because I get all of the solar power I need. It also doesn't take hardly any space, and when you're done with it, you just fold it up, and then it can pack away in a single hand and tuck away wherever you need it. So this has been super useful. Now, I'd feel bad ending the video without giving you guys a little bit more action, so I'm going to show you guys a quick little feeding of this grasshopper that I caught while I was out at the backyard pond, and give you guys a quick update on what's going on inside the pool pond. Alright guys, well, since I wasn't able to give you guys a really good look at all of these lures in action because we weren't able to catch that many fish, I figured instead I could give you guys a little sneak peek into the pool pond. As you can see, a lot of these species that we've added, a lot of those tiny bluegill, they've been surviving. All of the bluegill and sunfish seem to be doing really great. This is just one little section. There's still some scattered all about. We've got the pickerel doing good. The bass is that one right there. We've got the sunfish, the green sunfish, We've got pretty much every fish that we've added has been doing really great. I was a little bit afraid of what all of this cold weather would do to the pool pond, but if anything, it's actually made it clearer and easier to see the fish. And a lot of the species that we added in the last pool pond video have been doing really well, like these killifish, or maybe they're mud minnows. I'm not 100% sure at this point, but they've been doing really well. So far, it seems like every single one of the fish survived and even thrived throughout the winter, and as spring is approaching, there's going to be some cool changes to the pool pond. Today's scripture comes from 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 6 through 7, and it says, "Therefore, humble yourselves under God's power, so that he may raise you up in the last day. Throw all your anxiety onto him, because he cares for you." Next week's upload is going to be a pool pond video, so make sure you're ready for that. And as always, guys, Jesus loves you, I love you, and have a great day. If you want any of the products used in this video or other crazy lures, rods, reels, whatever you want for fishing, make sure you download with my link in the pinned comment or the description, or download with this QR code and use the code KCM9937.